Their presence drains your energy. One of the most powerful signs of dark energy hidden within friends and family is the way your energy changes around them. You may not be able to explain it logically, but you feel it. You feel drained, empty, or unsettled after spending time with them. What makes this so confusing is that these people often appear normal, caring, or harmless on the surface. They might smile, talk politely, or act supportive. But energy does not lie. Your body and your spirit pick up signals that your mind has not yet processed. Dark energy isn't always aggressive or chaotic. Sometimes it shows up quietly in the form of constant negativity. These are the people who complain non-stop, criticize others casually, and talk about problems more than solutions. Being around them feels like sitting under a dark cloud. Even if you start your day feeling confident, motivated, or peaceful, their presence slowly chips away at that positivity. You walk away feeling irritated without knowing why. You feel emotionally exhausted even if the conversation was short. You feel heavy, unmotivated, or disconnected from yourself. That is not normal. That is energetic interference. You may find that your mood drops immediately when they enter the room. You may feel pressure in your chest or a sense of tension in your shoulders. You may find yourself becoming quiet, guarded, or overly cautious, even if nothing bad has happened yet. The reason is simple. Your intuition senses something off. It senses the bitterness, jealousy, resentment, or negativity they carry, even if they don't express it directly. Dark energy is subtle. It shows up in the way someone always brings up your failures while ignoring your successes. It shows up in the way they make small comments that seem harmless but carry an undertone meant to weaken your confidence. It shows up in how they never show genuine excitement for your growth, but they show immediate interest when you are struggling. It shows up in the way they sigh, roll their eyes, or act bored when you talk about anything positive happening in your life. Another sign is that you feel mentally drained after interacting with them. You might spend hours replaying conversations in your mind, trying to understand why you feel off. You may find it hard to focus, hard to stay motivated, or hard to return to your normal emotional balance. This is because they are not just draining your time, they are draining your energy field. Even when they say nothing negative, the energy around them is heavy, unresolved, or unstable. These people may not be consciously trying to harm you. Some carry dark energy because of their own untreated trauma, bitterness, jealousy, or inner chaos. But regardless of the reason, the effect on you is the same. Your spirit dims, your energy weakens, your peace disappears. When this becomes a pattern, that is your sign. Never ignore how someone makes you feel. Your body is wise, your intuition is ancient. If being around someone consistently leaves you drained, off balance, or spiritually uncomfortable, that is not love, friendship, or family. That is dark energy in disguise. And acknowledging it is the first step to protecting your peace. They secretly compete with you. One of the clearest signs of dark energy hidden in friends and family is silent, unspoken competition. This type of competition is not always obvious. It is not loud or openly aggressive. Instead, it hides behind forced smiles, uncomfortable compliments, or subtle comparisons. These individuals don't want you to fail. They definitely do not want you to rise above them. They may love you, care about you, or be close to you, but a darker part of them feels threatened by your growth. You can see this competition through their reactions. Pay attention to the way they respond when something good happens in your life. When you share a victory, do they celebrate with genuine excitement, or do they quickly shift the conversation to themselves? Do they minimize your success by saying things like, anyone could do that, it's not a big deal, or you just got lucky? Do they act uninterested, quiet, or uncomfortable instead of cheering for you? These little reactions reveal more truth than their words ever could. People with dark energy view life as a scorecard. If you achieve something, they feel like they have lost. If you level up, they feel pushed down. If you shine, they feel overshadowed. Instead of being inspired by your progress, they become insecure. And instead of working on themselves, they try to pull you back to their level. They may try to outdo you, outshine you, or distract you from your goals. They might suddenly start doing something similar to what you are doing, not because they are inspired, but because they refuse to let you have something they don't. This competition becomes clearer when you notice patterns. For example, when you talk about a project you're excited about, they respond by mentioning something they're working on that sounds bigger or better. When you achieve a milestone, they suddenly bring up a success of their own. When you receive attention or praise, they try to shift the spotlight back to themselves. These behaviors may seem small, but they create an emotional imbalance. They make you feel like you can't celebrate your wins freely. They make you question whether you should share your progress. They make you feel guilty for growing. Dark energy also reveals itself through comparison. They compare your life, your career, your lifestyle, your choices, and even your personality to others. They might say things like, so-and-so is doing better than you, or you're not the only one who accomplished that, or it's not that impressive. These comments are meant to diminish your confidence and remind you to stay in your place. What makes this even more painful is that it often comes from people you trust, people you grew up with, people you want to share your happiness with. But not everyone who loves you wants to see you evolve. Some want you close, but not above them. Others want you stable, but not successful. Some want you comfortable, but not confident. Silent competition is dangerous because it is hidden. It drains you emotionally and spiritually. It creates tension in relationships that are supposed to feel safe. It makes you feel misunderstood, unsupported, or judged when all you wanted was to grow. Remember this truth. The people who truly love you will never compete with you. They will clap for you, cheer for you, and push you higher. The people who carry dark energy will do the opposite. They will smile, but their heart will tighten when you win. They will act calm, but their energy will reveal discomfort. And that discomfort is the warning sign. Your intuition must not ignore. They manipulate through guilt and emotional control. Hidden dark energy in friends and family often reveals itself through subtle but powerful emotional manipulation. This type of manipulation is not always loud or obvious. It does not always look like anger or confrontation. Instead, it hides behind guilt, obligation, and emotional P. These individuals know how to twist your feelings in a way that keeps you emotionally tied to them, controlled by them, or responsible for their happiness. The most common tactic is guilt. These people know exactly which words make you feel bad for making choices that benefit your life. They might say things like, "You never have time for us anymore. You used to be different," or "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me." These statements are not meant to express love. They are designed to control your emotions. The goal is simple: make you feel guilty so you return to the role that benefits them. Dark energy thrives on making you doubt yourself. You begin questioning your decisions, your boundaries, and even your growth. They make you feel like you are being selfish for wanting peace. They make you feel like you are abandoning them simply because you are improving your life. They twist situations in a way that makes you feel responsible for their moods, their struggles, or their disappointments. These individuals often use emotional control disguised as concern. They claim they are advising you out of love, but their guidance always makes you weaker, not stronger. They discourage your dreams by calling them unrealistic. They question your decisions in ways that shake your confidence. They pretend to care, but their words always push you backward instead of forward. They want you dependent on their approval, their opinions, or their validation. Another sign of this dark energy is how they react when you create boundaries. The moment you try to protect your peace, they become offended. They accuse you of changing. They tell you you're acting cold or distant. They may even play the victim, saying things like, "Everyone leaves me," or "You're hurting me by pulling away." They are not hurt. They are losing control. And instead of respecting your boundaries, they try to break them through emotional pressure. These manipulators also use confusion as a method of control. They may deny things they clearly said, twist conversations, or blame everything on you. They shift responsibility so you always feel like the problem. This type of manipulation can leave you drained because you spend so much time explaining yourself, defending yourself, or trying to make sense of situations that were twisted on purpose. The most dangerous part is that you may believe their behavior is normal because they are family or long-term friends. You excuse the manipulation by telling yourself they care, they don't mean it, or this is just how they are. But deep down, your spirit knows something is wrong. You feel mentally overwhelmed, emotionally tied down, or spiritually suffocated. Healthy love supports your freedom. Toxic love demands your obedience. Healthy relationships respect boundaries. Dark energy punishes them. Healthy people celebrate your happiness. Manipulative people make your joy feel like betrayal. When someone uses guilt, fear, or emotional pressure to control you, that is not love. That is dark energy shaping itself into the role of family or friendship. And recognizing this manipulation is not disloyal. It is necessary for your healing, your growth, and your peace. Your spirit feels uncomfortable around them. The final and perhaps most profound sign of dark energy hidden in friends and family is a deep, almost instinctual discomfort in your spirit. This is something beyond logic or reason. It is not about what someone says or does. It is about how their energy feels to you on a deeper level. You may not be able to explain it at first, but your intuition will always recognize it. You feel a heaviness in your chest, a tension in your body, or an unexplainable unease when they are near. This is your spirit signaling that something is off. Your spirit can sense energy long before your mind can. Even if a person smiles, acts polite, or seems friendly, you may feel subtly tense or anxious around them. You may notice that conversations with them leave you feeling drained or confused. You may feel like you are walking on eggshells, watching every word, gesture, and reaction. This discomfort is not paranoia. It is a natural response to imbalanced or negative energy. It is your soul protecting itself from emotional or spiritual harm. People with dark energy often hide behind familiarity. They may be family members, childhood friends, or people you have known for years. Because you care for them, you may ignore the warning signs. You may make excuses for their behavior, tell yourself it's just their personality, or convince yourself that your discomfort is irrational. But your inner guidance rarely lies. That uneasy feeling, that tension, that instinct to step back, is your spirit's way of telling you to protect yourself. Dark energy can manifest subtly, making it even harder to detect. It can show up as passive aggressiveness, constant criticism, subtle envy, or even silence that feels heavy. It may appear as judgment, manipulation, or persistent negativity. Even if they appear normal around others, their energy impacts you uniquely because your connection allows their unresolved anger, bitterness, or fear to affect your emotional state. That is why you feel so uneasy, even if nothing outwardly dramatic occurs. The key is learning to trust your instincts. When you notice consistent discomfort around certain individuals, pay attention. Ask yourself how you feel before, during, and after interactions with them. Are you lighter, happier, and inspired, or do you feel tense, drained, and unsettled? If it is the latter, that is a clear signal. Your spirit is trying to guide you away from their negative influence, not to judge them or create distance out of malice. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is survival. Another indicator is the sense of being watched, judged, or misinterpreted in ways that are uncomfortable. You may feel that no matter what you say or do, it is never enough. You may notice that your creativity, joy, or confidence feels muted when they are around. This spiritual discomfort is subtle but persistent, and it should never be ignored. Dark energy blends into your life seamlessly, hiding behind smiles, familial roles, or friendships. But your spirit feels the difference between those who uplift and those who drain. Your inner voice, that quiet but powerful intuition, will always warn you before your mind fully comprehends the toxicity. Respecting that feeling is essential. When your spirit signals discomfort, honor it. Create boundaries, limit exposure, and protect your peace. Your soul deserves energy that nourishes, uplifts, and inspires, and anyone who consistently disrupts that energy is showing you exactly who they are. Recognizing this and acting on it is not betrayal. It is wisdom. It is self-respect. And it is the key to maintaining your mental, emotional, and spiritual health.